Hello guys, so in this video I'll be going over cumulative frequency curves or graphs. So cumulative basically means collectiveness. So the frequency collects together, so it adds up basically, and because it adds up it always keeps on increasing, and increasing is also the literal meaning of cumulative. So let's look at some past paper questions. Okay, so we have this first question from March 2018, variant 6.2. In this question, they're saying that there are 900 students in a certain year group. An identical puzzle is given to each student and the time taken T minutes to complete the puzzle is recorded. These times are summarized in the following frequency table, right? So we have to draw a cumulative frequency graph, right? So what happens is, let's look at this data set. So for example, we have a data set that says that the numbers are between 16 to 18, and then the next numbers are between 18 to 23, and then 24 to 26, let's say. Yeah. So between 16 to 17, 16 to 18 inclusive, we have three numbers, 16, 17, 18. Let's just make this 19. Okay. And then between 19 to 23, 19 and 23 inclusive, we have 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23, right? And then between 24 to 26, these both inclusive, we have 24, 25, and 26, right? So if I ask how many numbers are less than 18 or less than or equal to 18, then we have 16, 17, 18. All three of them are less than 18, right? So we have three numbers that are less than 18, right? But if I ask how many numbers are less than 20 or 23, for example, then we won't only count these five numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we'll also count these numbers. Why? Because 16, 17, and 18 are also less than 23. So even though there are five numbers in this group, in this particular group, but because these numbers are also less than 23, then we will count them too in our cumulative frequency. So if someone asks how many numbers are less than equal to 23, then I won't only write 5, I will write 5 plus 3, 8. And same things goes here. If someone asks me how many numbers are less than 26 in this particular data set, then I won't only write these three numbers or these 3 plus 5 numbers, but I'll write these 3, these 5 plus these 3 numbers. So 3 plus 3, 6 plus 5, 11. So 11 numbers in this particular data set are less than 26. The same thing will happen here. They are saying that the number of people who took less than 3 minutes are 120, and then the number of people who took between 3 to 4 minutes are 180. So if I ask how many people took less than 4 minutes, then we will add these two things, right? So that's what's going to happen. We are going to add 120 to 180, that is 300, and then 5. So the first one is always the same as the frequency. So this is our cumulative frequency table. And then we keep on just adding our cumulative frequency to our next frequency. What I mean by that is, this is our cumulative frequency, right? We will add this to our next frequency to get the cumulative frequency of that particular group, right? So 300 plus 200 is 500, and then 500 plus 160 is 660. And then 660 plus 110 is 770. And then 770 plus 80 is 850. And then 850 plus 50 is 900, right? So and 900 is our total number of students. So our cumulative frequency must always add up to the total number of students or total number of any particular thing given in the question, right? Now we will draw the curve. Let me just label the axis and I'll be back. Okay, so here we have our graph. We have the cumulative frequency on the y-axis and our time taken on the x-axis. So the cumulative frequency for the first group, t is less than 3 minutes, is 120. So 120 will be somewhere over here, right? And then less than 4 minutes is 300. So instead of plotting the frequency, we are going to plot our cumulative frequency. And our cumulative frequency for t is less than 400 is 300. So we will plot 300 on 4, right? and then for t is less than equal to 5, we have 500. So we'll plot it over here, and then for t is less than 6, we have 660. So 6, 620, 640, 660. Oops. 660. And then for t is less than 8 minutes, we have 770. So 7 and then 770, somewhere in the middle of the last two boxes. And then t is less than 10 minutes is 850. So 8 and then 820, 840, and then in the middle exactly will be 850. Somewhere over here. And then less than 900 will be, sorry, less than 14 will be 900. So it will be somewhere over here. And then we will try to draw a smooth curve. So it should look something like this, right? Let's move on to the next part. Okay, so our next question is from October-November 2019, variant 6.1. In this question, we already have a cumulative frequency curve drawn. We just have to estimate the length between 14 and 24 centimeters. So if we find out the cumulative frequency at 14 centimeters, then we are going to find, then we basically get the frequency up to that point, right? So we will find how many leaves have the length less than 14 centimeters, right? And if we find out the frequency at 24 centimeters, then we will find out all the leaves that have the length less than 24 centimeters. And if we subtract the two, then we will find out the number of leaves that have the lengths between the two, right? So let's see our cumulative frequency at 14 centimeters. Okay, so this is 14, this is 11, 12, 13, and then 14, right? So this is 14, this is 14, right? So 14 is over here. So if this is 40, then this will be 44, 48, 52, and this will be 56, right? And then we have 24, so 24 will be over here, right? So 24 will be over here. So if you can see, it's a little below the line. So it's somewhere over here. So it should be, this is 144, 148, 152, this is 156. So if this is a little below 156, then we can say it's 154, right? So so we'll subtract 56 from 154, right? Which will be equal to 98. So 98 leaves have a length between 14 and 20. Okay, so for part 2, they are saying 10% of the leaves have a length of L centimeters or more. Estimate the value of L. So basically they are saying that if L is 20 centimeters, then 10%, then this must be 10%, because they are saying that 10% of the leaves have a value of 20 or more, and since this is more than 20 centimeters, then this must be 10%. And if this part is 10%, then this part must be 90%, right? Because 90 plus 10 is 100, and a percentage must always add up to 100, right? So if we find out what value makes up 90% of the cumulative frequency, then we can find out the value of L. So let's just erase our assumption. I just assumed to explain it to you guys. You don't have to normally assume. So we'll find out 90% of our total frequency, and our total frequency is 160. So 90% of 160 is 9, 6 are 54, so 144. So we'll find out the value at 144, and that will be our L. So this is 144, right? 144 is somewhere over here. If this is 144, then this, so 21 and 22. So 22, the value of L is 22, and 22 90% of our leaves have a value of less than or equal to 22, right? And for the last part, they want us to estimate the median and the interquartile range of the lengths. So median is 50%, right? So 50% of the value at 50% of our frequency, cumulative frequency, will be our median. So 50% of our total frequency is 160, since we have 160 palm leaves. So 50% of 160 will be 80, and the value at 80 will be our median. So this is 80. We'll find out the value at 80. This is 80. So this must be somewhere, this must be more than 15.5, since this will be 15.5. So this must be more than 15.5. So let's just say it's 15.6. So our median will be 15.6. Alright, and then for the upper quart and for the interquartile range, we subtract upper quartile and lower quartile. We subtract lower quartile value from the upper quartile value, right? So for upper quartile makes up 75% of our frequency, right? So 75% of 160 will be 3/4, so 120. So we'll find out the value at 120. So this is 120. Let's look at the value at this. So 120. This is a little less than 19. So this must be 18.8. Let's just say. So for upper quartile, our value is 18.8 centimeters. Right? And lower quartile makes our 25% of frequency. So you'll find out the value at 25% of our frequency. So 25 is 1/4, and 1/4 of 160 will be 40. So you'll find out the value at 40. This is 40, and this is a little, so this is 11, 12, and 13. So this is a little less than 13 and more than 12.5. So this must be 12.8, let's just say. So 12.8 centimeter. Let's subtract the 2. 18.8 minus 12.8, and we will get 6 centimeters. So our interquartile range is 6 centimeter. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something. Goodbye.